The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Series 1, Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers to the Steelers. Jets Steelers at MetLife. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Show number 2 on the day. Stop what you're doing and give us your thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. That's the like button. And make sure if you're a Jets fan, you subscribe to the channel. Aaron Rodgers is officially signing a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jets and the Steelers to begin the year at MetLife Stadium. So it will be Rodgers versus the Jets, Fields versus the Steelers. And for more on this, we say hello to a good friend of the channel, Jets Chaos, a.k.a. our guy Jeremy, who joins us now. Jeremy, Rodgers versus the Jets. I felt like for the longest time that was going to be the matchup. Then the schedule comes out, and the NFL essentially said, well, we couldn't definitively put it in prime time because he hadn't yet signed with the Steelers. But in the end, it's still week 1. It's still going to get a ton of attention, especially here locally. So your thoughts on what I think most of us expected now for months, Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers?
Wow. I mean, we kind of knew it was coming. So what's interesting to me is finding out, like I was talking about it beforehand a while ago. 16 hours ago, I found out Talking Jets got a group package. We got our tickets secured for opening game. And then literally 16 hours later, Aaron Rodgers signs. And as Tom Ace said in the chat, ticket sales may have tripled. So I don't know if we're going to really do it. Ryan might, have a change of heart and sell all those tickets that he just got because he might make a huge profit.
But, I would say you're right. Any Jet fan who bought tickets before this, you probably saved yourself some bucks for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty glad we secured those tickets now. And also, there's a lot of us, a lot of the people here, a lot of people that listen that is, close to the channels and close to us in the YouTube world are going to have an opportunity to get tickets and go with us as a big group. And, and that'll be great. And I'm already looking at the flights. So hopefully I'll be able to work it out.
Here's the thing, right? We knew this was coming. My biggest fear as a Jet fan is Aaron Rodgers comes back and dominates week 1. And the Aaron Glenn era gets off to just a disgraceful start, losing to the quarterback that they couldn't wait to get rid of. That's my biggest fear. And for those saying, Rodgers is washed, he sucks, he's not going to play well, maybe he does stink and he's officially washed. But in week 1, if there's any quarterback that's capable of doing exactly that to the Jets, think of the history of the Jets. Like, the most Jet-like thing ever was Rodgers getting hurt 4 plays into the season in 2023, and that was it. The other most Jet-like thing would be him coming back and throwing 4 touchdowns and 350 yards on Glenn's defense in week 1. So it's not a must-win in week 1, but if you want to really send a message to all the Jet fans out there who thought it was the wrong move to move on from Rodgers or just don't have a whole lot of faith in another first-time coach, if you want to really get off to a great start and get people to buy back in, go out there and win the game week 1 at home because I think it matters. I think it will go a long way towards this fan base rallying around this new regime and the new head coach if they can beat Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers, and the Steelers week 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a really interesting test for Glenn to see when you talk about we want evidence that it's not going to be the same old Jets. Well, the same old Jets.
They lose this game 100 out of 100 times.
Yeah,
yep.
The same old Jets makes Aaron Rodgers look like he's in his prime right now, right? It's not just, oh, he has a good game. It's he has like the best game he's had in 10 years. That's the same old Jets. That's what we do. And just what you said, 4 touchdowns, 420 yards, 85%. I mean, that's the kind of thing. But if we come out there and we stifle him and we shut him down and we beat them, if we were to do that, what a great test. What a great explanation point to say, this isn't the Jets of 85 to 90% of the seasons for the past 40 years for me. This is one of those years like we're back to the Parcells days, the Rex Ryan days. We're in good times where we got a real coach that's not going to let these guys do anything but come out with and play with fire. So, or at least hope for that. So I think it's just we're going to get a lot of answers week 1 by the way we approach and come out and play this game.
I agree with you because, look, it's obviously just one of 17. But if you look at the Jets' schedule, if they lose week 1, you got the Bills at home week 2. That's not going to be easy, obviously. Yeah. So all of a sudden you're looking at 0-2 in the face. Then they'll go to Tampa, playoff team a year ago in week 3. The AsManiacs will be there. By the way, join the Patreon if you guys want group tickets for Jets Bucks. We still have some left for those of you making that trip. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. But the schedule is not easy, but Pittsburgh feels like a winnable game. But the Jet fan in me is just terrified of same old Jets rearing its ugly head right away. And I really hope it's not that, because I think if Rodgers comes back, Jets lose, there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to have that, oh, here we go again mentality. And it could snowball on Aaron Glenn. Like, it's only one game, but I think it's really a big one for the Jets to go out there and win, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose to the Steelers, like you said, and then lose to the Bills, you get that. It's the psychology of the locker room, right? Because they're like, the players will be like, we got them believing, they're all hyped up, and suddenly they're 0-2. They got humiliated, let's say, hopefully not, but I mean, if it happened by Rodgers, and then our biggest rival in the division, the team we have to be able to compete with to really have hope. I mean, if we just start off 0-2 in that situation, you could just kind of feel that that's really dangerous for the locker room, right? That they could just say, oh, this is just the same crap.
For sure. Now it's a revenge game for Justin Fields as well. So, maybe you're not going to say it publicly, but maybe he's extra motivated to try and stick it to the Steelers, who benched him when the team was 4-2 with him as the starter last year. So there's that. And also, like, we've seen this with Rodgers in his career. He usually doesn't start great. Like, there's been plenty of memorable, like, week 1 brutal losses that he's had in his career, and it really hasn't mattered. He then would go out there and be MVP Aaron Rodgers after that. So, on one hand, maybe it's good that you're playing the Steelers this early on in the year. Plus, Rodgers, he's only going to sign and show up for minicamp and then go away and not come back till training camp. So maybe he's going to be rusty or still learning the new offense, still learning his teammates. So, like, you could make a compelling case that logically, hey, maybe it makes sense and it's best case scenario to play Rodgers early in the year. But once again, same old Jets, that doesn't apply. So it's like logic doesn't apply when it comes to SOJ. So that's what Aaron Glenn is up against.
Positive perspective here, because I was thinking about, this is so Jets, right? But at the same time, when you think of it from the perspective of Aaron Rodgers is one main game that sticks out to me from last season, where you think he had a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove something. He was going to light a team up to punish them. And that was the Denver Broncos. That should have been the game. That's the head coach that talked crap about his best friend, his offensive coordinator. And what did Rodgers do against Denver? He was terrible. I mean, I was there. I watched it. A lot of people want to say, "Oh,
he got killed that day too." That was the worst game I think the Jets have ever played on offense. It was oh my God.
It was so bad. And you know what bothers me is everyone says we lost that game because Zerline missed a 50-yard field goal. No, we lost that game because we were at the 34-yard line on 1st and 10 and gained 0 yards in 3 plays because of Aaron Rodgers. And then Zerline had to kick a 50-yard field goal. If he would have gotten us 5-6 yards in those 3 plays, it's a totally different field goal attempt.
Remember, they didn't score at the 1-yard line, by the way, with Braylon Allen. They didn't use him. Oh my God, I remember that. We were screaming. And then, of course, now we're just rambling on about what the Jets have been for the last 3 or 4 years, because then they started to use Braylon Allen in those situations and they would score. Brutal.
Just brutal.
Just brutal. Who was the design pass to the defensive lineman? That was the brilliant Hackett play call at the goal line. They ran like a play fake and They were throwing to like a D lineman that was like tackle eligible. Someone in the chat will know, but that was like the worst play design of all time.
The worst. And that was after drafting, we traded up to get like this Malachi Corley. Like we had all these weapons that we were supposed to have. And then it was like, yeah, let's throw it to a defensive lineman.
Solomon Thomas. Yep. A couple people in the chat. Oh, just brutal. The Solomon Thomas play action pass. Oh, that was the worst game ever. And that was your guys' meetup game last year too. And it never stopped raining. I had a wedding that night. It was the most miserable I've ever been at a wedding. I'm sorry to my buddy Joe Scholl and Christina, his lovely wife. I was miserable. I faked it the entire time. I showed up late because I had to do the post-game show. And that Amazon doc that's coming out on some of the Jets players, I don't know if you saw that. They profile AVT. One of the clips in the doc that I had to sign a waiver for is me just shitting on the O-line and AVT that they apparently used in this doc from that game. So in advance, I'd like to apologize to AVT. I like you a lot. I was just very mad in the moment.
Yeah. Look, it was so weird about that game. It was miserable. It rained on us all day. And the worst part about it was it kept saying it was going to stop. It was supposed to stop at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, never stopped. And then, the other part of that game, I got to say, when I was walking out of that stadium, and I don't even think if Zerline kicked the field goal, it would have made a difference of how I felt. Like when I was walking out of that, I had this feeling that, oh my God, like I kind of knew. I said, this isn't what we thought it was going to be. And I couldn't say it because, if I say it, then I'm going to piss off how many people, right? I can't say it on any of these channels. I can't sit there and say it, but I felt it. I walked out, and I know that Matt O'Leary felt it. Like I looked at the people around me as we were walking out, and it was pretty depressing. It was pretty deep and pretty sad. It wasn't just one game. It was because I think deep down we all had this fear of this wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Just brutal. And then they go to London. They lose that game. Salah gets fired, and the rest is history.
Crazy.
The collapse was underway. Rodgers officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Why don't we try and infect this channel with some positive Jet karma? We're giving away a full-sized Broadway Joe helmet in our next AsManiac raffle. Only the second time we've given away a signed, full-sized Broadway Joe helmet. So gift a membership to be eligible, plus a signed Walt Clyde Frazier jersey, signed Kevin Mawai jersey, and a signed Bart Scott jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a shout-out to listener Darth Crypto, who's the first to gift the membership. So he is in our upcoming raffle for one by paying it forward here. So thank you, Darth. Y2K Bean says, Jets are a disgrace. This in reference, of course, to letting Rodgers go. Look, I will say what I've been saying. If Aaron Glenn wants to send a message to the fan base or anyone who is down on this franchise, and how could you not be if you're a real Jet fan, win this game week one. I think it will go a long way if they win week one. Stadium's going to be packed. It's a home opener. It's a 1:00 game. Go out there and win. Remember, Rex Ryan beat Bill Belichick in his second ever game as the head coach. That gave him instant credibility with the fan base. Go out there, win week one, stick it to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, and send a message.
Can I answer a question for a lot of people out there in the chat? Because I see it, and I'll just end it forever. As soon as any coach or player leaves this organization and goes to a different organization, they're dead to me. So no, I don't still love Jeff Ulbrich. That love affair is over.
Wow. What about his son who's pranking Shedeur Sanders? Any thoughts on that?
I love that he waited to do that to his dad when he wasn't a Jet, because that was like the first break we've gotten in a long time. Because like that would have been so Jets if he would have done it while he was a Jet, right? So like the fact that happened when he already went to Atlanta is actually, that was like the one good thing. It was kind of like that made it a little bit sweeter, the parting,
Cashmere Black with an Asmaniac super chat. I like the way the Jets handled the offseason. I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually a good team. They seem to be actually building a team. What have been your impressions so far on the new regime, some of the stuff coming out of OTAs? Has anything really stood out to you?
I'm not going to get overhyped anymore. I mean, we've been burned so bad. So I'm not going to let what coaches say and like all the coach talk and the training camp talk get to me too much. But if he is what he's appearing to be, I like it. I like it does bring back some memories of Parcells to me, back in those days, the way that Aaron Glenn handles the press, the way that he answers questions. It doesn't make him Bill Parcells. He still has to be a great coach, but it's, as far as everything else, it's not just talking to the media or what he says to the fans in press conferences, but I like it. Right. And then, I think that after rookie camp, when you go to OTAs and now everybody's on the field, and then a lot of your rookies and the guys you drafted are standing out and doing some good things, it might not mean anything on the field in the real season. People could say that, and I agree. But it's better than if they were doing nothing, or it's better than if they were messing up and dropping passes and looking like, oh, they have a long way to go. The fact that these guys like, Malachi and even Smith, the wide receiver, he's getting open. Like from what we hear, the tight end Mason looks great. So does it mean anything for sure? No. Is it better than the opposite? And they're dropping passes and they're looking like crap? It's much better than that. So, everything has been kind of positive and it feels positive. So I'm not going to get super excited about it, but it certainly feels like a relief that it's no longer a shit show.
Jack Talks Jets says this is going to be the vibes of the 2019 home opener. Crowd packed, hype, 1 p.m., meaningful game. It's going to get real come week 1, and then there's the first play of the game, and the stadium empties fast. Well, 2019 week 1 was the Le'Veon Bell debut game, and C.J. Mosley debut where he was Lawrence Taylor till he got hurt for the first 2.5 quarters of that game. And then the Jets blew it late. Sam Darnold played that game with mono, we come to find out. Oh, by the way. I'm thinking of the 2021 home opener where Zach Wilson threw 3 interceptions against the Patriot defense. That was another brutal 1 p.m. Jet home opener after they lost to Darnold in Carolina the week previously.
I just had a flashback of Green Bean saying, he did it again. Just like giving me shivers. Because that's what it was. We were just sitting there like reacting to the game. And it felt like every time we started talking, maybe we could get back in this, it was like interception. We were like, what is going on here? Crazy.
Man. Comments, questions, super chats. Matthew writes in, Jake, level of craziness at MetLife week 1. Oh, it will be a great environment pregame. Like the Jet fan base is the best in sports. Like I'm not worried about this fan base showing up and being ready to go. It's on the Jets to get the fans there. If you're there, Jeremy, of course, a reason to be engaged and be fired up. Matthew says, spoke with my Steelers loving buddy about going to that game, not expecting to be a huge deal. Hope ticket prices aren't that expensive. It's a huge deal, Matthew. It's Aaron Rodgers, it's the Steelers, and it's week 1, and the weather's nice. People love to go to the home opener no matter what. Tickets are very expensive. So, if you didn't buy them yet, I bet you they went up today with Rodgers officially signing with Pittsburgh.
I can't imagine it's going to be so intense. Every defensive play, like watching our defensive edge, watching the edges and hoping they get to Rodgers. It's just going to be like we're going to be screaming for blood.
Ugh, let's go, man. Dude, Will McDonald, have a day. Quinnen Williams, have a day. No. Let's go. Dominate.
JJ, come back and just kick ass.
Jay says, Justin Fields motivated to embarrass the Steelers. I mean, I would hope he completely downplayed it the other day when they tried to ask him about that. He's not going to give a soundbite for a headline, which is what I think I like about Justin Fields. Keep it very low key. But yeah. I'm sure there's some internal motivation there. Any great athlete has chips on their shoulder. That's what makes them great.
Oh my God. We're all talking about, and I'm sure it's going to be 90% Aaron Rodgers, and rightfully so, Hall of Fame guy, the whole thing. But everyone's going to forget about Justin Fields. Here was a guy who was playing well. He was 4-2, and he gets benched. You got to think there's going to be some motivation there. He's going to want to show them, you should have never benched me. It could have been, he's gonna have a lot to prove for sure too. Nobody has to worry about the motivation of Justin Fields to win that football game.
Matthew says Rodgers post-Packers career goal: play for both teams featured in the 2010 AFC Championship game. Well, it's funny. Rodgers' only Super Bowl win was against Mike Tomlin and the Steelers in 2010. If the Jets obviously beat Pittsburgh, they would have played Rodgers in the Super Bowl that year.
Oh, that is wild. That's true.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. We knew this was coming. It is now official. The one thing that Rodgers waiting so long did, though, is prevented this game from being in primetime. The head of the NFL schedule making essentially said we would have had this game in primetime if we knew he was definitively going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. So, once again, 1 o'clock, there'll still be a lot of attention on it. But, I mean, at least we don't – if he comes back and lights up the defense, at least it won't be buried necessarily because it's still such a big deal to do it like week 1, but at least it won't be like Monday Night Football or Sunday night where it's like LOL Jets on the national stage if that happens. Because that's really my nightmare. Like, call me cynical. I'm a Jet fan. I don't know what to tell you. That's my big fear.
It's not even being cynical. I mean, like realistically, and I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm sure someone will name a game, but it feels to me like like in my memory, it's very hard to remember a game where it's super hyped. The world is watching. It's like a Monday night or a Thursday night, whatever it is, and then it works out well for us. Like, it just doesn't feel like that ever happens, right? So, no, man, it's not being cynical. It's being real. It's just bad news for us. It's never been good. And maybe someone can name a game where that it's been different, but not in a long, long time. I certainly have to. It doesn't pop into my head. So I'm glad also that it's Sunday at 1. I don't want those primetime games anymore. I like my routine on Sundays, man. It's California. I wake up, brunch and football, man, at 10 a.m. It's really nice.
Little wake and bake.
No comment on that.
Let's see. We got a super chat from Omar who says, let's get this W week 1. We got to hit them on the mouth. Let's go Jets from the Bay Area. Amen. Nice. Punch him in the mouth. Let's go.
It's not far from me. Bay Area.
There you go. Zach Cartwright. Zach, thanks for signing up for the Patreon, my friend. It's a chance for both of these QBs to prove to their old teams they should have passed up their chance of resigning / keeping them LFG Jets. Everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields. People, I think, are losing sight of the real revenge game angle, though. Brandon Echols' revenge game.
That's what we should be really afraid of.
That's the storyline that people seem to be ignoring right now, and I don't know why. Brandon Echols had all our interceptions last year, basically. Comments, questions, super chats, anything Jets or Rodgers signing with Pittsburgh related. We'll get to your calls coming up here shortly. Rodgers, 1-year deal, $20 million. They're saying, for those curious about the contract. V-Man checks in with a super chat. Good to see you awake, V-Man. Not worried one bit. It's the Steelers. Tomlin sleeps on competition, and Rodgers takes eons to get chemistry with his wide receivers. His taking this long cost him. I hope you're right, but SOJ usually defies logic. So let's hope that you're right, V-Man.
Yeah.
God.
It just seems so. I mean, obviously the NFL made that in the schedule on purpose in hopes that this would happen. It's not a coincidence that we're playing the Steelers opening game.
No. I'm trying to think of other times the Jets have faced their old quarterback recently. Last year when they lost to Sam Darnold in London.
Yeah. Did they lose to Flacco? Did they play Flacco?
They lost to Geno last year, right?
Yeah, I thought they lost to Flacco not last year, but the season before that, right?
They did. They lost to Flacco in Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, yeah.
Yep. They lost to Pennington in 2008, the year that the Jets had Favre. I'm just thinking of notable Jets losing to their old quarterback matchups. They never played Sanchez when he was with the Eagles, or I think it was still the Redskins.
Yeah, I don't remember ever bumping into him.
Trying
to think of else.
It could be something we're missing. I don't know. Fitzpatrick, did he ever come back and beat the Jets after 2015?
Well, he was in Tampa a lot, right? But then I know he was in Tampa a lot after us, but wasn't he in Miami a little bit?
He was in Miami. Did he beat them with the Dolphins, maybe?
I'm guessing, yes.
He probably did.
Put a gun to my head and I'll say, yeah.
He probably did. Let's hope this is not another former Jet that we're adding to the list. PBM with a super chat. Neil, is Rodgers going to run for his life in the opener? Dre, he's going to die. It has come full circle. The dying is coming week 1. JETS, Jets. Now, this is in reference to a very famous Asmaniac video. Jeremy, here's the problem. That video aged worse than like milk. So I don't know if we want to reference the he's going to die Jet chant here, because if we try and tempt fate, the opposite will in fact happen. For those who don't know what I'm referring to, here you go.
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's gonna die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Brock Purdy did in fact not die, and the Niners destroyed the Jets that night in the opener.
Yeah, I that's why I try not to talk trash. I don't think we should ever talk trash. It always, I mean, when are we going to learn, right? Every time we get excited and start talking smack, it's just like a slap in the face. Can we just let's just be what we are, be underdogs, right? Don't expect much. And if they win, we're really happy. But man, when we say these things like these, we start getting all confident, filled up with all this hype and start saying and talking all the smack, man, you're just giving people material to laugh at us.
Yeah. And we certainly give people a lot of material.
Yeah, God. I mean, if you want to know how silly it sounds when we're running around guaranteeing, like anybody's saying, "Oh, we're going to be awesome this year. We're making the playoffs," and talking smack. That's like how the way we look when we say that is what Miami Dolphin fans look like when they're saying, "This is the year we're going to the Super Bowl this year." You know how stupid they look when they say that because they haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Well, that's us too when we say it. So just keep that in mind. Let's just hope we're competitive and just root for our team, and that's it.
Oregon Jets, how much did he sign for? $20 million, 1-year deal. Now, didn't Rodgers say on McAfee he'd play for $10 million? So I guess he ended up with 20.
Yeah,
good for him.
Yeah. He got his $20 million, same as Fields, right?
Fields got $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah, $30 million, but $20 million per. Yeah. But,
yep.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, but Fields' contract is it's better.
It's front loaded.
Yeah.
Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. A couple other non-Rodgers topics that we can get into here. Your thoughts on Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson's contracts? Do you anticipate deals getting done before the year begins?
I hope so. I would like to see it because what that means, if it does, is if it got done, that means very little distraction. Like a little, the rumors, the buzzing. Are there going to be holdouts next year? We're going to have to deal with the stories. He's not happy. If it gets done, that means they wanted to be Jets for sure. They were they probably, if they get it done in one off season by this season, it means that it was probably a deal both sides felt good about. It's just, to me, it's positivity when you're able to extend your players before the start of their final season and the last year of their contract. I think that's always a positive, good, strong sign.
I agree. I would pay both. I think Garrett's deal's harder to get done than Sauce because Sauce, I think you just give him a cent more than what Derek Stingley just got. He's the next guy up. He's got a better career resume than Stingley. Stingley had the better most recent season, but Sauce is a 2-time first team All-Pro. So it goes without saying. And then Garrett, Garrett has put up some great numbers. But, he's not Chase. He's not Jefferson. He's not on that level. But he'd have even better numbers if he had a real quarterback or a real offensive play caller. So It's a complicated deal to try and get done with him.
Yeah. There is that little kind of because, it's like I think, and we're even split on that. People are saying, Garrett is what he is. And then some of us say, what are you talking about? What, look at the situation he was in. And, there's no way that his agent's not going to say the same thing. That it's not going to be the same thing that's said. If he was in the right situation, he would be like those guys. And then, the team is going to say, but he didn't and he wasn't, and hopefully they just come to a number that they're both comfortable with. What's nice is, the way you can manipulate the contracts, you can kind of, jagger the hit on salary cap for both those guys in those contracts. Like one, you take the hit right away. The other, kind of alternates years. One's more back-ended, one's more front-ended, but you can kind of divide those two contracts up. So we're not getting taking a double hit.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. We will see his ass week 1. Aaron Glenn said, "We're the New York Jets. We're built for this shit." But we will find out right away if he actually meant we're shit. So we will find out based on how the Jets show up week 1 in the opener at JetLife Stadium. Carl Johnson with a super chat. When are the Talking Jets week 1 tickets going on sale? Yeah, Jeremy, when are they going on sale?
I saw a link where it looks like they are on sale. So if you go to if you go to that page, I guess the link is in the bio or whatever on the home page, but there should be a link there wherever their merchandise is. I think it's sold with wherever the merchandise is. But as far as I know, they might be on sale because I saw a link that was already, I don't know if it was pricing information or you could actually select and buy, but all that'll get worked out. We got plenty of time.
Oregon Jets writes in, please wait until after week 1 to trade Lazard if possible. Don't help Rodgers. Realistically, if you're going to get rid of Alan Lazard, you're going to do it now, not have Alan Lazard go through an entire training camp with the Jets and then you're going to be so petty you're not going to move him until after week 1. I'll move him now. Honestly, Alan Lazard's probably good for 1 or 2 drops in that game anyway, so I'll take my chances with Lazard. I do think Lazard's going to be moved, though. I have said the whole time I don't buy him being on this team. I could be dead wrong. I'm surprised we even got this far with Lazard, but he did take a huge pay cut. Do you think Alan Lazard to the Steelers is still a real possibility?
I think because of the pay cut, it helps us in maybe getting something better in return, right?
Yeah, we could swap a 6 for a 7th now.
I mean, I don't know if they would if they're not going to get a lot. Like I because it is a running team. He is a good blocker, right? He could help in that scheme. He does fit what they want from us, minus the drops. But I don't disagree that there's a good chance this was all just smoke and mirrors, and they're going to look to move him. But I think that they're going to demand something for him, because if you look at our wide receiver room, he is after Garrett. I don't know, there's Reynolds, but yeah, I don't know that we would just give him away for free for nothing. So, and it feels like if he has a more team-friendly contract, that the team that trades for him, like the Steelers, would get a friendlier contract. It feels like that he might be worth a better pick than the 6th.
Jay Quest writes in, Lazard game-winning catch week 1. For which team? Which team is it? I hope it's the Jets, but if he goes to the Steelers, that would be very Jet-like if Alan Lazard catches the game-winning touchdown from Rodgers in week 1.
I mean, I think that's why we're making the point of don't do it before that game, because it just feels like that's what would happen, right?
God, shoot me in the face if that happens. Alan Lazard. God. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for Felix? He's the first person to make memberships fly off the shelves today, baby. A 10-spot, 10 raffle entries for the great Felix Campos.
Felix Campos, he wonderful, wonderful guy. He gives a lot of gift memberships and loves the Jake Asman Show.
Take the money.
Yeah, baby. Drunken Eric, M. Gilaldi, Chris Daly, Joseph Freeman, ADR, Nicholas Alverson, Wilfredo Garcia, Robert Lubinsky, 7 Ways to Win, and Mark Moose, all receiving AsManiac memberships courtesy of the Felix Campos. Comments, questions, super chats. They'll cut the line. Will Alan Lazard remain a Jet, or will the Jets flip him to be reunited with his good old buddy, Mr. Aaron Rodgers? To your calls we go. First up today on the Gustbuster hotline is Dre. Hello, Dr. Dre.
What up? Am I really getting blamed because Brock Purdy didn't die?
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it's a bad omen for people to try and
recreate
Rodgers time.
I learned my lesson. I've been the Jets fan for almost 40 years, okay?
40.
And I never got to talk smack. I never engaged in any of that. This was just not what we did as Jets fans. We finally got Rodgers. I was all on the hype train, and not through no small reason for Jake talking about, hey, Rodgers' record, and when he has a defense that holds his opponents to under 20 points, he's 80-10 and all this. Technically 81 and whatever, but that record is out the wall now because he definitely had a losing record last year.
Well, last year Aaron Rodgers was undefeated as the Jet quarterback going into the year. He never lost.
Very true. Very true. But
look, we were all fooled. We were all
fooled. Yeah. So now I've learned. I've taken. I finally talked smack. And the night that he got hurt, I literally went outside of my house, stared up at the sky, had a conversation with God. I was like, why does everybody else get to talk smack, get to be excited about their team? But I do it the first time I do it, everything goes wrong. So this year, mum's the word. I'm still going to stand here quietly on 28 Touchdown Island. If anybody feels like joining me out here on this limb with Garrett Wilson, we'll see what his college quarterback is going to do for him. But other than that, if it doesn't involve number 5 and him scoring touchdowns all the time, like at least 2 a game this year coming up, that's it. That's the only smack I'm going to be talking about. Otherwise, whether we win or lose, I'm just going to quietly pray in the corner and beg that it happens. But I'm not. That would not be talking smack. See, you get hyped up and you go to the AsManiac meetup, and then you get so excited. And then Neil goes, "Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's going to die." And
He's gonna die.
yeah, but
we remember.
The funniest part about it, Dre, is everybody was talking smack. We were all doing it. It's just that the camera happened to catch you in that moment.
Well, it was like a little mystery because it just somebody says it, and then I was like, I kind of remember saying it, but I didn't want to know if I wanted to take ownership of it. And then I was like, hold on. Well, Jake, I think I remember saying that. I didn't know you caught me. And then it was like, wait, go back, replay we had to replay the clip and chop it up. And Gator did his magic, and then we were like, okay, we confirmed it. But they took so much of my soul last year. Like when I'm coming with all this energy, and you know what? Like I take a lot of grief for it. You know, for people, you have the worst takes, you say the wildest stuff. Well, yeah, this has been my team for over 40 years. I'm gonna talk smack, and I don't care if we can back it up. I don't even know what I'm gonna be saying until I say it. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm coming with all this energy, and then I look at my team, and my team couldn't care less to be there. Well, then why am I getting all amped up, and I'm not seeing the same kind of hustle and energy on defense? We're letting everybody and their grandmother. You know, we had no run defense. It was a turnstile. It was the exit turnstile on any train anywhere in the city. It was like, yeah, please. Oh, you want to score a touchdown? Please, right here. Go ahead, walk right through us. And they were just running all over us, and it was like, after that, I can't come with the same energy. If the team can't match me, then I'm done. So this year, cross fingers, I hope it all works out. But I swear to God, if we line up in the wishbone offense at least even once, I'm not doing it. I'm like, listen, I understand with the Jets, we're supposed to go through the air. I don't want us to be, you know,
they're built to run the ball, though, Dre. If they run the wishbone and it works, who cares? They have a good O-line. They have a running quarterback. They have.
Do we really believe in the NFL, in the league of the quarterback, that the wishbone offense is the missing ingredient for the Jets to just have even a positive record?
But I'll tell you what I believe in, Dre. I believe, and he's going to die.
Hey, Dre, what do you think about Brock Purdy?
He's going to die.
Now, let me say this. I don't think the Jets are going to run the wishbone offense, but they should lead the league in rushing attempts. That's their path. They keeping the defense fresh, keeping the other team's offense on the sideline, and maximizing the talent they have in the running back room, the O-line, and what Fields does better than probably any quarterback in football besides Lamar Jackson.
I'm shocked that he interpreted that as me saying that he shouldn't talk smack. I was talking very generally. I just want Dre to know that. I was saying we as a fan base shouldn't talk smack.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're giving away this week on the show a Bart Scott jersey, a Kevin Mawai Hall of Fame inscription jersey, a Walt Clyde Frazier jersey, and a Broadway Joe Namath full-size helmet. All these items signed and include certificates of authentication, so get the membership to be eligible. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Let's say hi on the Gusbuster hotline to Purple Belt Mike. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, we got to win this game. This is a must-win game for Week 1 because of the fans. We have to. You know how much better we're going to feel as Jet fans if we beat Rodgers? You know, and I don't even fault Rodgers for, like, the failures because I think a lot of it was coaching. But to really, like, get a good start. But I can see us losing 43-2 because I think that's what's going to happen. We're either going to lose, like, a blowout or it's going to be a 6-3 boring field goal bullshit game because I've been a Jet fan long enough to know that that's how we lose. So
what if they
I
win,
hope it doesn't happen. But
Mike?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, but barely.
I guess I lost you in the garage.
You're back.
But, yeah, he lost me in the garage, so I'll stay out here. But, yeah, I could either losing like 4.
Uh-oh.
You don't last long when you're freezing.
Hey, Mike, look,
Asman show.
Unfortunately, you leave me with
Still
no
freezing?
choice here. See ya.
You get the fuck out.
That was a very green bean moment.
We'll see you later, PBM. Thank you for the time. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dre is trying to erase last year's He's Gonna Die karma. He has gifted 5 channel memberships, baby.
He's going to die.
Yeah. These are from Dre, so if you got one, you won't die. You'll go to heaven. Skylar Deal, Jaden D'Angelo, Dominic D'Angelo. How about that? Jaden D'Angelo and Dominic D'Angelo back-to-back receiving memberships. And I'm being told that they're not related, despite the fact they look very similar. Peter, Jay Perez also receiving memberships there from Dre. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. On the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man that needs no introduction. He is live from what we're calling the lair. It's time.
Right now, we're getting some gabagool. If you really want some gabagool, you gotta come get the gabagool. Catch you later.
That's a great effect.
Beast? Beast, you there? Beast Breaker. Beast, where are you? Beast.
That room, it looks like a 16-year-old was in that room.
Beast? Beast, you there?
I like the Iron Maiden poster.
Very, very concerned that Beast is not there. Where could he be? Beast, where are you? Nobody knows. We don't know where the Beast is, unfortunately.
So sad that he missed it.
Yeah.
Hey, is it just me, or is any game that would have been any team that we would have been set to play week 1? I get the feeling that Mike would have been got to win this game, guys.
Probably, but I think it's added with Rodgers. I do think that.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, I kind of, like it never it's football. Every game feels like you gotta win this game. Yeah.
No, 100%. I have some good news, Jeremy. Are you excited? You ready?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Buenos tardes, Jake. ¿Cómo está, amigo?
Beast, where were you?
I was trying to catch up on my nap. I had work this morning.
Oh, how was the lawn mowing?
$30.
Nice.
Hey, that's called ching ching. Yeah, come on, push that button for money. Ding ding.
Hold on. I'm not your clown. Hold on.
$30 says it all. That's money.
There you go.
Money. So made some good money, and I got myself a little bit of something for work. Little A&W.
Beast, I thought you were dieting. You were at Burger King earlier.
That, and I even got this too for free.
Yeah, but just because you're drinking water doesn't negate the fact that you're also having soda.
Well, that's a little energy boost because, hey, when you work. And I worked pretty damn hard today. Went down the line, even went in the corners, took the edger. That was a real toughie, but I managed. But you got to be careful because you don't want to accidentally screw up the grass line. You got to.
Have you thought about maybe tea or coffee as a substitute to soda?
Just maybe tea, but not during the summer. I generally have that during the winter. I got that green tea downstairs.
How about iced tea?
We'll see. We got to be careful on the sugar on that.
What about iced coffee?
Oh, I got to make an appointment with the doctor. I tried calling this. Was it yesterday? They hung the phone up on me, but I'm gonna go tomorrow and have the one other thing.
What do you mean they hung up the phone on you?
I tried calling them, sitting there 25 minutes going, okay, are you going to hurry up or are you going to waste my time here? Make your move. And also, Rodgers, week 1, this is what's going to happen to Rodgers. Right here. And also, one of these. 2. That's what's going to happen to Rodgers. Right on his back.
All right. I like that. Now, let me ask you this, Beast. Jets Chaos is a dear friend of mine. He, I think, would be a great addition to Little Joey's birthday party. Will you extend an invite to Jets Chaos?
As they all say, you're in.
All right.
You're in.
Now, Jets Chaos, Little Joey is Beast's pet guinea pig, and his birthday is on June 12th.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool. I might have to do some quick booking of flights.
Don't worry. I think it's a virtual birthday party, but we're not quite sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Did you exercise too much there?
Oh, not that. Me and Bonesy know what we had best. It's called a little kickback of, you know what time is, Jake, my brother. You know everything about getting high, and this show is so completely crazy, yo.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Beast, but I love it.
Hey, my lawyer. Hey, talk to my lawyer. He knows what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who your lawyer is.
That's right. That's right.
Are you an actual lawyer or what, man?
Yeah, I am a lawyer.
Yeah, Mr. Bonesy is not just a shoe salesman, by the way, Jeremy. He's also Beast's attorney.
That's great. I actually like it very seriously when I'm in this New York the next time I'm gonna go. Might get a pair of shoes from him. So
you gotta use the AsManiac discount. You just tell Bonesy, and it's half off. But then you can't tell anyone else.
I think I said it to him once, and he said he would take care of me.
I love it. J Mo with a super chat. Say what you want about the wishbone, but no NFL team is building their defense to play against it. It's true. I mean, if they ran the wishbone and it worked, I don't care what offense they run. Just score points and win games.
I like it better when you are scoring. If you're able to score, I like it better when it takes 7-8 minutes off the clock. I think that's as good as adding a superstar defender to your defense. Just having the ball a lot and keeping your defense off the field.
Less possessions, hell yeah. Hennessy checks in. Jake will drink a whole bottle week 1, win or lose. If they win week 1, Henny, you call in and we'll slug the Henny like old times on the post-game show. All right. I don't want the pain of a week 1 loss to Aaron Rodgers. I could see Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns and 350 yards now. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Deep down, all you optimistic Jet fans right now, you could see it too. That's what Aaron Glenn's up against. The karma of the Jet organization, the history. He's got to fight through that. And if he does and comes out on top, that's, I think, a great sign that we might actually have a coach, even though it's week 1.
I'm telling you, that's like kind of a test to see if he's like an outlier for the Jets. Like if we win that game, that's a really good indicator that Aaron Glenn is an outlier, that he's not like the same old Jets coaches, same old Jets. It's not definitive proof, but it's a really good start.
Great start. Injected into my veins, AG.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Love that. I love that.
Come on now. Need it. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. Raffle entries being accepted for the full-size Broadway Joe helmet, Clyde Frazier jersey, Kevin Mawai jersey, Bart Scott jersey as well. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Gusbuster Hotline is where we go. I need everyone out there to stop what they're doing, get in front of your screen, and ask yourself the following question. Is he inside or is he outside?
Well, Chaos isn't going to care for this call very much if he doesn't want to hear smack talk.
Smack talk. Let's go.
No, you're allowed. You're allowed. When you have the name Kyle Clifton, you're allowed to talk smack.
I will tell you this. I am not afraid of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He looked like he was a little washed, had trouble moving around in the pocket. He strung this team along for months with a decision. He showed up our new coach, even though he knew that, things probably weren't going to go his way, right? A new regime was always going to want to come in and probably bring in a new guy. But he didn't quite understand that because he still thinks he's Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't spent any time building a relationship to speak of except with throwing out on the West Coast with DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is another story. I don't know anyone who thinks that DK Metcalf is going to be better in his second stop than he was in his first. The guy eats candy as like meals. Like what? And we're worried about Alan Lazard catching touchdowns on us. Let's try and reel ourselves back to reality here. Alan Lazard, if they will take him for any pick and take that money off our books, we will wave bye-bye to Alan Lazard. Because any asset that we get back for Alan Lazard, we're not winning this year anyway. And if we get a 6th-round pick for a 7th and Alan Lazard, and we can use that 6th-round pick to go up and get a player that can fit our system for when we really could use it and get good, that's what we should be doing. We're building something that is in Glenn's vision. And, Aaron Rodgers ain't part of that anymore. And I don't see him as an obstacle for us winning in the immediate term either. I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on that.
Hell yeah. I love the optimism. The only pushback I'd have is for everyone saying how washed Rodgers was, the last game he played against the Dolphins, he's running around, moving great in the pocket. He threw 4 touchdowns. He looked like old Aaron Rodgers. So, I don't think he's completely washed. I think he's still capable of putting together a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the mental part is really gone. And I think the arm
his arm is still a cannon.
I was going to say his arm is still, more than sufficient. But, I think it was against the Bills. He was out there making business decisions last year. Who was it that said that the minute you start talking about retirement, you're already retired? I kind of feel like that's the case with Rodgers.
I think it's a Parcells quote, but yep.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like he's got one foot out the door. And, I don't know what's going on in his personal life, and I don't want to speculate on it. But, it feels like he's got a to-do list, and part of that to-do list is showing people that he can still do it, but he doesn't seem like he wants to be fully invested in it. That's just to me. And in our short time here, I didn't think he was a particularly bad teammate, but there were things that he could have gotten ahead of. There was no need to throw, the wide receiver that didn't keep to the red line off the bus. They were little things that kind of showed the other side of how acrimonious it ended in Green Bay and why the fans there had soured on him a little bit. The whole thing with Glenn, it's time. Somebody new. Let's go beat this guy. Let's move past him, and let's emphatically show that this is the Glenn era, and it's the Glennaissance, so to speak.
The Glennaissance. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton firing up the people.
You get the fuck out.
Well, I'm not going to yum his yuck, or I'm not going to yuck his yum. I think I'm not a yum yucker. If a Jeff fan wants to be pumped up and talk smack, I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bring anybody down that does it. Yeah. If that, go ahead, man, be you. And that's great. I mean, I hope you're right.
I hope he's right. But, in a 1-game scenario where the weather's probably going to be nice and it's Mike Tomlin getting a full, summer to prepare for a first-time coach making his debut. I'm a little worried about that. For all the knocks on Rodgers, a Hall of Fame head coach felt like that's the guy I want. So just saying, he did throw 28 touchdowns last year. I think he's capable of having a good game.
Right. And if you're not terrified of their offense, I mean, you got to respect Pittsburgh year after year, their defense, right? I mean, they've always been pretty tough defensively. So, and Tomlin seems to year after year find ways. As bad as we think their rosters are, he stays relevant.
They go 9-8 somehow every year at the bare minimum.
Yeah. It's every year we think that you look at their roster and people say, oh, they're not that good. They're not going to be good this year. But every year they're at least winning 9 games, more than we've won in a really long time. So I'm hopeful we're going to win, and I think we can win. If things, but I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, there's no way they could beat us. They got nothing. They're this, they're that, because they have a great coach and they have a great defense and they find ways to win games. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to predict when it comes down to it at the end of the day a Jets victory. I might.
Jeremy, are you ready for a membership explosion, the likes of which we haven't seen on this channel in a very long time?
I'm bring it.
Oscar the Grouch with our 20 spot of channel memberships. Get your sexy on, people.
Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers. Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers, taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Bobby and Charles are damn sexy. Damn sexy. Let's party. Let's party. Let's Bobby and Charles are hot and sweaty. Hot and sweaty. Let's party. Let's party.
Yeah, baby. Strapped in, ready to read 20 gifted membership names from Oscar the Grouch. He might be a Muppet, but he's not cheap. He's paying it forward. 20 people just became members. That is 20 raffle entries for Oscar in our next Asmaniac raffle. The Cheshire Cat, JY, Anthony L, Internet Clips, Taylor Sterling, Alan still has chlamydia and maybe also gonorrhea. Jam, John Garcia, DB Boxing Fan, Danger Zone, Billy McCain, TJ, Canucks Jets, Flex Hayes, TL, Anthony Muscarella, Justin Chadwick, Eli Yakinopoulos, Terrell's a Jet Fan, all receiving channel memberships from the Oscar the Grouch. Oscar, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's freaking go.
Oscar wants to win that helmet.
That helmet is quite big on me. It's Mekhi Becton's old helmet, and he's fat.
Oscar wants to win that helmet. Maybe he won't be Oscar the Grouch anymore. He'll
That's right, Oscar.
Happy guy.
Love it. Oscar with a super chat for us. He says, Jake, there's a lot going on in the world right now, so please make sure to take some time and enjoy the small moments. We love you and appreciate you. That's very nice of you, Oscar. Thank you very much. You're the man for that. I hope you win a raffle prize, Oscar. I will have no issue sending a prize to this Canadian Jets fan. We had a Pats fan who's from Canada win a prize the other day, and that was just devastating. Yeah. It was tough. Kyle Clifton says, I am right. I'm the leading tackler in Jets history. Kyle, I hope you're right. You're in the raffle for 2.
Man,
Kyle Clifton's a smart man, but I'm just the inner Jet fan in me could see Rodgers coming back and winning. That's what I'm preparing for.
Kyle Clifton, man. Jets great.
Nate says, Oscar sounds like he's about to off himself with that last super chat. Oscar, I hope not. We need you in this chat. Please. You might be a Muppet, but we don't want to lose you around here.
Don't scare me. I'm a mandated reporter. I don't want to have to make any phone calls.
Yeah. Talk him off the alleged ledge.
Breathe deep breaths.
Okay.
Think of all the people who love you and care about you and want you around in the world.
More of your calls right now before we say goodbye to our dear friend Jeremy Jets Chaos. Let's say hi to an esteemed member of the 4% female demographic. Jenergy is up next. What's up, Jenergy?
What up? What up? Hey, everyone. It's Maniacs. I just got back. I did 2 days of jury duty, a.k.a. jury vacation. I don't want to go back to work. I got to go back to work tomorrow.
What did the jury decide? Was he guilty?
I wasn't even chosen. They had a panel. I didn't even make the panel. I was like, that's fine. I'll make my calls. I'll read a book. I'll go for
What
a
case
walk.
were you on? Was it Beasley versus Beast?
Nah, I think it was Beast versus who was the other guy that he was complaining about? I forget who the guy's name was.
Well, it depends on the day. Because
Yeah,
he complains
it
about a
does.
lot of people.
Maybe it's like Beast versus 3 Rings. I think Beast heard about, or 6 Rings was on the boat with Cardi B, and he reported that he was twerking with Cardi. That was hilarious. I died for real, Jake. I was dying. Oh my God. So I had to call because what the heck? I'm pissed. My super chats, they're not going through. I don't know what happened.
Super chats are down. They're
My
working for other
super
people.
chats were down. Maybe it's just for me. Other people's super chats are working, but it's all right. I know you.
Did your card get declined, Jenergy? Were you out at the club late last night? Spent too much money?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Making it rain. No, for real though, I'm on Kyle Clifton. Kyle Clifton, I put up in my super chat, we are gonna blitz the F out of Rodgers. He is immobile. He cannot move like our QB can. I want to light his ass up and send him back on a darkness retreat. I am so glad with the way this team is moving right now. They're building a culture. They're building confidence in their players. People are showing up 100% to OTAs. Let's go. The hell with Rodgers. We are not afraid. We are going to jet up.
That's not smack talk because you didn't say we were gonna do that. You said you want to do that, so that's fine.
I want to. We are going to, and I want to.
Okay, we are going to. Now
we're going to. I'm putting it out there. We're going to. We're not afraid. Let's not.
Yeah.
Be afraid of Rodgers. Come on, get out of here. No.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
you're right.
I'm all in for like blitzing Rodgers, lighting him up, and
That should be the game plan, though. Honestly, he's 41. Like they should send the house at him and trust your secondary. Sauce, your assignment. You're guarding Metcalf the whole game. You're traveling. Stay with him. Don't get beat. That's your assignment.
Absolutely.
We're sending the house at Rodgers early and challenge him.
I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Send McDonald's. Bring the farm. Bring McDonald's.
Bring everybody. We got to bring them all up. What was the other? The Knicks between Tibbs. So you were, oh my God, I know, like you went off. You were spicy. You were like extra picante Jake.
Yeah, I that was the maddest I've been since the Jet season. What the Knicks did with Thibodeau. I just disgusted.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you definitely, and I've been watching KFCV, CP, and everybody, you know, I feel like there's two sides. I think half of the Knicks fans wanted Tibbs gone. They were tired of him not making any moves. They were tired of him being stubborn and not wanting to make these, you know, moves. And half of them, for the majority, I don't know. I was like, yeah, you were pissed. I just remember you being really pissed off.
No one was more pissed off, though, than this guy.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah! And he doesn't even know what he was arguing for.
No, yeah, he was upset, too. No, that was funny with Gator, but, man, now we got the Yankees. We got some Yankees, and it's baseball season, so all the sports. But, yes, I want to light up Rodgers. That's what I had to say. We ain't afraid of you, A-Rod. We're going to send you back on a darkness retreat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chenergy has spoken, folks, and let's hope to God she's right.
You get the fuck out.
Let's pull a Mr. T on him. We'll be like, you should have never came back.
I love it. Jeremy, where can people find your illustrious channel?
It's right on Jets Chaos. It's easy to find. It's been a little bit in hibernation, but it's still there. There's still videos. They'll come back, and I'll be back with Matt O'Leary real soon on Talking Jets every Thursday, 3 p.m. Every Thursday, I'll be back with Matt O'Leary on Talking Jets.
I miss Tuesday nights, the just regular Talking Jets show. Those guys, you know, what am I supposed to listen to first thing Wednesday morning when I'm on my walking pad?
It's rough, man. It's become like part of life having that on, you know, like on Tuesday nights. It really has. And it's weird for me now not to have those Thursday shows with Matt, you know. Yep. But it makes it that much more, you appreciate it that much more when it comes back. But I appreciate what an Iron Man you are, Jake. You just don't stop. You keep going. You are like how it's done. Like a guy like me has no reason to complain. Why is my channel bigger? It's because I am not an Iron Man like you, because I don't do what you do. So
they call me the Cal Ripken Jr. of Jets content creators.
You are the best, man. If I don't say it enough, you are the best. You are.
I appreciate it, man. There's a lot of great people out there, this fan base that do this. So it's awesome that we all get to hang out and get to do events together and stuff. I love that. I love that part of the community, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to meet Adam Y2K right now for dinner. So
wow. Tell him we say hello, right?
I will do. We'll do.
Tremendous. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy, Jets Chaos, who will be at the Matt O'Leary wedding, by the way. I'm very excited. The content creator table at O'Leary's wedding. It's like Jeremy, Green Bean, Ryan, myself, Richie. We got a whole crew. I might be missing someone too. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. Let's see. Got some people on the line here. I will get to your calls coming up. Another reminder to join the Patreon. I got info for Tampa. We got a pre-game tailgate that I'll have info for shortly. We also have a Saturday night party for anyone coming to Tampa. That is set. And there are tickets left if you want to sit with Jet fans at a discounted group ticket rate. We got the best prices you're going to find in 3 different levels. We offer 3 options. It's first come, first serve for Patreon people. You can see the price points on the screen here. Go look at any secondary ticket market, and you tell me if you're finding cheaper tickets than what I have on the screen. The answer, I already looked, is no. So shout out to the Tampa Bay Jets fan club for assisting me in being able to offer some group buy tickets to any Jet fan who is making the trip for that game in week 3. And that's a huge game for the Jets because we know Rodgers week 1, Bills week 2. God forbid they're 0-2. We're playing for our season on September 21st to avoid the 0-3 start. So huge game for the Jets. Look forward to being there with a bunch of Asmaniacs. All right, before we get to more of your calls, it has come to my attention that I must play this immediately. Mets 2128 is up next this segment. What's up, Mets?
Not much. Doing stuff.
Thoughts?
I'm going to be sick. You're literally trying to kill me, Jake. Hello.
You okay there, Mets?
Yeah, I'm just done with the call.
Are you going to call back again?
I'll pass.
Can you at least think about it?
I'll think about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time today. Excellent call.
You get the fuck out.
Mets 2128. Oh, boy. Hello, Mets.
For me, the fact that he barely used guys like Achua, Shamit.
He did use his bench.
But the fact that it took him that damn long to do it is what frustrates me.
So that's a fireable offense in your eyes?
No, I would have wanted it to go at least another couple of years.
You're agreeing with me. They shouldn't have fired him. Did you want him gone after the season concluded? Yes or no?
Yes and no.
It can't be yes and no. It's either yes or no.
Yes. All I'm saying is...
What are you saying? You're not saying anything. You're talking out of both
How about you
sides of your
quit cutting
mouth.
me off, you son of a bitch?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what a moment.
You get the fuck out.
Boy, do we have a treat for you right now.
You son of a bitch.
Hello, Mets 2-1. How are you, Mets?
I think I might have overreacted. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say they shouldn't have fired him next year. They should fire him this year, rehire him, and then fire him. They're overtaxing the front five, and it's frustrating. And you know what I'm saying is they got to pivot defensively and got to go to a 10-man rotation. And even Nate yesterday, he was, Nate, get out of here. He's all like a woolly mammoth. Get out of here, Nate. Sorry, Jake. Ah, you son of a bitch!
It's okay, Mets. Take a breath.
Let me finish!
Okay.
You're cutting me off, you son of a bitch!
Would you like me to ask you a yes or no question?
Yes and no. You're a Yankee fan too. Suck.
Thank you for your time.
You son of a bitch.
Gator got me so good there because he hadn't done that in a while as far as a fake call is on the line and then he flips it. So I didn't even vet if that was actually Mets or not. A throwback Gator call there. Well done, Mr. McCluskey. What a moment. What a moment. If you missed that live yesterday, you missed a lot. You can't miss a second of the show. All right. It might be June 5th, and you might be thinking there's not much going on with the Jets. And to that, I say you're probably right, but you'd miss out on moments like this.
Ooh. Jake, I got a little bit of a headache right now still. After taking that shot, whoa. Planet X. Planet X. Where are we? Where are we on Planet X?
It's Friday now. You sleep well?
It's not Friday. It's Thursday still, G.
Not where I am.
Right now, I'm on Planet X right now.
Time zones, man. Time zones. It's Friday by me.
Yeah, it's Friday by you, but it's Thursday over here on me. I'm just right now. As they all say, I'm just nice and relaxed right now.
You get the fuck out.
All right, back to your calls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say hi right now to Hep, who's next. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Jake. Is Beastbreaker getting high? Is that what's going on there?
Yeah, he looked like he was hanging out with V-Man. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going on. Anyway, I'm not afraid of Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers coming in. Realistically, they don't know what we're going to be doing. We're a new team, basically. We're kind of like, new schemes, everything else, so
Glenn's defense did end Rodgers' career in Green Bay, for what it's worth. They shut him down pretty good that night.
That's right. And like you said, with the blitzing and old man Rodgers, where's he going to go? He's going to get on his bicycle and start running around back there. I mean, basically he's just going to go right to the ground and crumble anytime he gets some pressure. We have the defensive backs to cover the back end, so I'm not worried about that either. Maybe if Pittsburgh gets a running game going up the middle, that's where we were kind of weak last year. But I'm sure that
they got a good
Aaron
defense
Glenn,
too. Like they could win an ugly game where our offense just sucks. How many times have we seen that in Jet history?
That's true. That's true. However, Aaron Glenn is not going to let him get. We're not going to gash up the middle like we did the last couple of years. I don't think. I think Glenn's going to really find a way to put an end to that. And other than that, I was thinking about Matt O'Leary. I was thinking about because Paul Boy Green is doing his thing on the Dallas game, and he's still not married to his wife. So we were talking about maybe getting Fireman Ed to do the ceremony.
That's actually that'd be tremendous. I like that.
Wouldn't that be great? But then also Matt Leary could use it too. He's getting married, right?
He is. I don't know who's officiating his wedding though. I'm not privy to that information.
Yeah, you'd have to have a special wife to deal with that, to let that go though.
Now, but Boy Green not being married is fascinating, right? Because he's been with his fiance for
Like
a very
8 years.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to make that happen. Anyway, thanks, Jake.
Hey, Hep, before you go, let me
Yeah.
ask you something. Do you think after Jets Steelers week 1, Boy Green will be making sweet and passionate love to his fiance and it will be a happy environment, or it will be a negative environment because the Jets will have lost a terrible game?
No, we would have won, and he'll say, "I'm built for this shit."
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the post-game show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did after the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible.
That is one of the funniest clips I have in the arsenal. And when I watched it, it was the day after the game. I'll never forget. I wasn't even living in New York full time yet, but I was in town from Houston. It was right after the awful Jets Chargers game on Monday night. I was on the treadmill, and I almost fell off the treadmill from laughing so hard because I just was not expecting that. Shout out to Boy Green. That is the funniest clip ever. Bo C, shout out to him. How about 10 raffle entries for Bo? Speaking of Boy Green, here you go, Bo. Yeah, baby. 10 raffle entries. And since Aaron Rodgers is in the news today, I'll also play this to Boy Green.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Here are the 10 people who got memberships from Bo. If you hear your name called, you thank him for his service. Once again, all raffle entries are being collected for our full-size Joe Namath helmet. So I'm expecting a bunch of people that want in on that because we've only given out a full-size Namath helmet one other time, and the great Peter Castro won that first one. Craig Remsburg, A. Rollstream Homestead, Ryan McCarthy, Chronic Apples, Cara DeBoy, Jesus Jerry Baca, Joey B, Mark Steven, DHO Low, BB, all receiving channel memberships. Let's get back to your calls right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. And let's say hello to someone that this channel respects, this community adores, and when we need an up-close perspective, he's the guy we go to.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Hello, David.
Hey, my advice to all you young people, get all the sex you can when you can get it, because when you get old, it comes to an end.
Ladies and gentlemen, salient advice from David T. I was not expecting that, but I am so glad that we got that.
I know. I didn't know whether I should say that. You know, you would think I would be too forward, but, you know, that's the way I feel.
Well, you know what, David T., never in a million years did I think during one of your calls I would have to play a certain drop. But you know what? I am so glad that you're leaving me no choice but to stop what I'm doing and play this.
Calm your freaky down.
Oh, my God. Anyway, Jake, you are the best. And so much that I revolve my life around your show now in my retirement, and I love it. And I'm glad that Dre is back. I missed his calls. He's you know, really terrific. And can you explain the 1 year, $20 million signing for Aaron Rodgers? Is there a reason? I mean, that he wouldn't sign for 2 years, or I mean, is it about too much money, or?
I think it's just a pure, hey, he might not play beyond 1 year. the Steelers, I don't think, want to be locked in for more than a year. Like Rodgers, the last couple of years has been year to year anyway, everywhere he's been, whether it's the Jets or Green Bay. So I think both sides know it's a 1-year commitment, and we'll see after that. I think that's I don't think Rodgers wanted to end his career on how sour it ended with the Jets, right? So I think if Rodgers goes out there, has a decent season, Steelers make the playoffs like they always do with Tomlin, I think Rodgers would be willing to go out that way, right? I don't think to me, this is maybe the last year Rodgers plays in the NFL. So I think that's why it's a 1-year deal.
See, and the thing of it is, and I agree with Kyle Clifton. I think he's coming into the Steelers not quite invested, and he did with the Jets. And honestly, Jake, I mean, I think he did everything he could do and everything right with the Jets. He couldn't help; he got hurt, and and all that. And even the last year, I mean, he had some really super games and not so good games. But in my opinion, I kind of wish that he would have retired. But going out, but all that being said, the first game of the year, I feel the electricity. That who's to say that he can't have an explosion game, and who's to say that Aaron Glenn, who in my mind is not going to accept losing, is going to have an explosion game. And I feel the electricity, and I feel maybe it's good that it's not a big prime time game and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Even if you're not a Jet or a Steeler fan, I mean, it makes for really, really good football.
I agree. I am thrilled that it's not in prime time because that would be, to me, set up for another Jet debacle if this was Sunday night or Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Well, my hope, Jake, is that it's going to be just an explosion game on both sides. And, of course, I never go against – I like Aaron Rodgers, but never go against my Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T. has spoken.
I've got my eye on you. Jake, make me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
I still can't believe David T. gave sex advice at the beginning of a phone call. I was not expecting that today, and I'm so glad that it happened. Oscar the Grouch with a super chat. People like the big fella, David T., Boomtown, Mr. Bonesy, all inspire me to be a better person. Surprised you didn't have Bang Mateo and Allen on that list, too. I agree. All those people you mentioned are phenomenal human beings. Now, when you're talking about explosion, by the way, David T., I was going to ask this, but Ralphie's all over it. You talking about like Charles Gorman on the Squatty Potty I sent them? I mean, that's a fair question Ralphie's bringing up here. I know we're all wondering the same thing. Like, Jets, Steelers, explosion, like this kind?
Oh.
Or this kind?
I think the second one. Excuse me.
Or, let's be real, maybe this kind, right? Possibly.
Excuse me.
All right, now I'm being told we got to study the tape from a moment that happened earlier in the show. One of our Asmaniacs might have concussed himself, and I don't know if enough people realize. Let's study the tape right now.
And also 1 East. 2. That's what's gonna happen to Rodgers. Right on his back.
All right. I like that. Now let me ask you this, Beast. Jets Chaos is a dear friend of mine. He, I think, would be a great addition to Little Joey's birthday party. I think he concussed himself. He hit his head at the beginning. Watch it again.
And also 1 East. 2. That's what's gonna happen to Rodgers. Right on his back.
All right.
Watch the wobble.
I like that.
He's
Now
a
let
little
me ask you
woozy
this,
here
Beast.
shortly.
Jets Chaos is a dear friend of mine.
There's the wobble.
He, I think, would be a great addition to Little Joey's birthday party.
There it is.
I've seen that look. I watched Wayne Corbett's career. I think Beast is in the protocol. We got to be careful. Beast, I think you might be concussed.
I'll be all right. Hey, let me just say this. Ganja helps, baby. Ganja helps. It's been like that for 2,000 years. It's been put on this earth to help us get rid of all of our problems and pain and sorrow. It helps. You gotta try it sometime, Jake. You gotta mellow out, man. Like, just mellow out, man. Like, this is the life, baby. Just sit back like you're on the beach, man. Like, ain't nothing happened, man. Just relax, man. Just sit back and be like, yeah, man, this is the life, man. Where's some Cheech and Chong, man? Hey, I don't know, man. But
Don't go to sleep, Beast. That's how. If you have a
Not
concussion,
yet, man. Just think of it, man. Hey, man, just think of it this way. We gotta get some Dave, bro. You know what I mean by Dave?
King
He's
Lowski
our-
says you need more than weed. You need help, son.
I'll be all right, Lowski. Don't worry about me, man. I'm all good. I'll keep my freaky down. Don't worry about it, baby. It's all good. Everything's good. Let's just relax, have a nice talk, and just relax, man.
Hawk
think of
says
it
drink
this way.
water.
Don't worry, baby. I got you, baby. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Just kick back and be like, just think of it as Friday, man. You know, like we gotta remember Smokey and Craig, man. Just think of it. Smokey be kicking back on that gun and be like, yeah, man. Don't worry about it, G. It's all good. Just relax. Relax, man. Kick back and have some fun, man. Mellow out, brah. Now let's get to another call, man. Let's kick back and mellow out, man. Just mellow out and just think of it like you're on Planet X, man. Like, yeah, man. Get some Cheech and Chong for later, man, and maybe get some Dave, man. Let's get some extra Dave, baby. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Now let's go to another caller, shall we? Well, come on, let's go back to another call. Go to another call. Doesn't ganja. Now, Jake, move on to another call, man. Let's keep on going, man. I want to just mellow out right now, relax, baby. Catch y'all. And also one of these. That's what's gonna happen to Rodgers. Right on his back.
All right. I like that. Now let me ask you this, Beast. Jets Chaos is a dear friend of mine. He, I think, would be a great addition to Little Joey's birthday party.
Can we get to another caller, man? There's other guys out there that should be getting all nice and
You
that.
son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Well, man, that fool ain't got nothing. He's just a fool.
We are mama way.
Away, away. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Yo, mama way. Yo, mama way. Now let's go to another caller, baby.
We are mama way.
He left. Finally, the best is when Beast goes, go to another caller, but then he just stays on. What, am I not supposed to stay with him? All right, if any of you sons of bitches, as I was told I was yesterday by Mets2128 called in, I would have went to someone new, but right now there's no one on the line. So to punish all of you, I'm going to make you watch this.
Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers. Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers, taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off.
I was prepared to unload on every shirtless Bobby clip I have. But thankfully, this is why it takes a special person to reach the national championship game of Asmaniac Madness. Because when we're in need, there's only one guy that could step up and help us out. And that's our king. And ladies and gentlemen, our king is on the line.
Fuck you, Alan.
Hello, Mr. Lowski.
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. I never thought I'd see the day I have to tell you to calm your damn freaky down, Jake Asman. Oh, shit. Hey, Jake, man, you off the chain, man. Hey, man, I had to call in, man. I wanted to really get the temperature on all of the tears firing and all of that, you know. It was very interesting to see, man. But you know, I mean, I don't like it, but I see from both perspectives. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I'm so through with the season. I just gotta move on. Now that we in OTAs and the Jets is playing, you know, we seeing some action. I'm like what I'm seeing from our guy Taylor. I see that they're giving him first team reps now. That's a good sign. You know, when we entered the draft, we said we needed 3 players that could start for us immediately. So that's a good sign to see. You know, it's really going to come down to coaching this year, man. I'm really depending on the coaching staff to do what they said they was going to do, and that's come in here and win games. Because, you know, I believe that, you know, we have a good defense. I believe we have some type of personnel on the offensive side of the ball, which we're going to be doing a lot of running. But, you know, it's going to all come down and boil down to coaching for us, man. And this coaching staff is the focal point. I want it to remain the focal point of the team because, you know, y'all come in here and say y'all ready to win now. Y'all going to have to show us, man. It just can't be all talk. You know what I'm saying? And we in shorts and T-shirts now, so it really can't. We really can't get a real just of the product that we seeing on the field. But hey, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see somebody out there hitting. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be. Let me just say this because I was just talking to my pops, Jake. You know, we got 2 games at home, man. Our first 2 games, and I really believe that our first 2 games is going to define a lot for us this season, man, because we're supposed to win at home. Let's win at home. If we don't win nothing nowhere else, let's win at home, okay, because that's important, all right? And it's important for a new coaching staff, too, to get the feeling of winning at home, get the feeling of a real fan base behind you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I'm excited for the season, man. I just had to get some real talk in here, man, because the show go off rails, and you know, I love it, and I'm entertained by it, but we got to get some real talk in here. But, hey,
Let's
Jake,
win
I love
games,
you,
baby. Let's win games.
Yeah,
Let's go,
win
King.
games. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you already know, baby. Let's go.
He's the king. Let's go. King Lowski's 1,000% right. Win your home games. If you're going to play the Bills, the Jets have had success against the Bills the last few years with Zach Wilson at quarterback. They beat him at MetLife. Even last year in Obrick's first game, Greg Zuerlein hits a few kicks. Tyron Smith doesn't commit the holding penalty that wiped away the Braylon Allen go-ahead touchdown. They probably win that night too. So if you're going to play the Bills, play them early. The Jets can't start 0-2. You got to win one of the first 2. Week 1 feels more winnable than the second week, but who knows? Right? Who truly knows? But don't start 0-2. Please, for the love of God. Don't make me and the Asmaniacs have to save the season in week 3 down in Tampa. We'll do it, but we don't want that pressure. Rather just be at least 1-1 at the bare minimum, you know? We'll make all our lives easier. Mother effing Chew writes in, I will call in if Jake promises to not show the man boobs ever again. I promise I won't show it, but sometimes like StreamYard just glitches, so I can't control that. So if you accept those terms, then you got a deal. StreamYard just glitched again, Chew. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that, you know? Like, it just happens. Like, I don't even know when it's going to happen. Damn it. Stop glitching. No one wants to see man boobs on a Jet show.
Bobby and Charles are squeezing their knockers. Bobby and Charles.
Good Lord, StreamYard. What is this?
Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off. Taking their shirts off.
You didn't want this.
Are damn sexy.
Stop it. Mother effing Chew didn't want to see this. How dare you?
I was just getting funky, man. Come on, let's get that music pumping, you know. Yo, Bobby and Charles.
All right, potentially our final call. We'll go back to PBM where hopefully his internet works a lot better this time. Hello, Mike.
What's up? Yeah, it should be good back here. It's usually good back here. You hear me good?
We hear you.
All right, yeah. Yeah, man. We got to win week 1, not because it's week 1, but because it's against Rodgers. Have to win. And also, if we start out 0-3, the chances that we make the playoffs is like less than 10%. So that can't happen either. So we have to win week 1. Let's win week 1. Start the season right. That's what I hope for.
2 of the first 3 games are at home, so let's go.
Yeah, we have to. And the Mets, shout out to the Mets, up 4-3 right now. Let's go.
Oh, they're playing a day game today. I forgot.
Yeah, they're playing LA.
The old LA Dodger day game.
Yep, we already won the season series, but we win 3-1 if we win today. So, love to see it.
I love it. Well, Mike, I appreciate your call as always.
JETS, and let's go Mets.
Purple Belt Mike. All right. Sean is on the line. Sean is up next. Hello, Sean. Sean, unmute your mic.
Hey. You
Hello, Sean.
Of landing into a match here. But I was thinking about this the other day with the Aaron Rodgers stuff. I rewatched that interview where Aaron Rodgers says he sits down with Glenn, right? He asked him, you want to play football? And I don't know, maybe somebody covered this already or talked about it, but Glenn being a no-nonsense guy and him saying, well, I'm considering it. That was all Glenn needed to hear was, you're considering it. We're going to have a clown show. I'm not doing it. That was the only thing he needed to hear, and that's why he let Rodgers go. And now we're going to play the Steelers opening game. Great.
You really think their decision on Rodgers wasn't already made before that? Come on.
I think I know guys that are no-nonsense guys, and if you were to play games, they're just not gonna.
I don't think he was playing games, though. I think it was very clear. Rodgers said that if the new regime wanted him back, he would play. He said that. And then when they asked him if he was going to play football, and I got to look up what the exact quote was that Rodgers said in the thing. But the point is, like, he wanted a commitment from them before he was going to give a commitment to the Jets. Like, it's a new regime. Like, the regime that brought him in to play and not retire, they all got fired.
Yeah.
The decision was made already, though. It didn't matter. Like, there was no scenario where Aaron Rodgers was going to be the Jet quarterback.
And don't get me wrong, I was all for Rodgers coming back, but I personally, I have that feeling that it was like, all right, so you're going to give me like a roundabout answer. I'm considering it then. Because it was, I'm not going to wait till after OTAs and wait. till training camp and all this, because now it's what, June 5th. So we would have had to play the mystery game for 2 months, 3 months.
I don't think it would have been a mystery game if the Jets said to him, "We want you to be the quarterback." I mean, he made it pretty clear at the end of last year's preference if he was going to play was going to be the Jets. I don't think he would have done the song and dance of the indecision. I think if they committed to him, he would have committed to them. That's just my belief.
Yeah, I get you, man. And I missed the show today. I missed both live shows today.
Have you called before, Sean? I don't recognize the face, but I feel like I should.
Dude, I won the helmet, the little mini Fields helmet. I call maybe every couple months.
Okay, we gave away a few Fields helmets. I'm trying to think of which one you won, but I'm glad you won it.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate your time as always. And if you guys haven't checked out Nick Sabo's X Factor on YouTube, watch the breakdown of the players. It's pretty good. I never watched it before. I've been
Robbie Sabo?
Yeah, Robbie.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but check that out. It's good stuff. It's really fun. So appreciate you taking my call. I do apologize. I'm going to rush off, but that's all I wanted to get off today.
You get the fuck out.
Sean, thank you very much for the call. Super chat from Kyle Clifton, who's in the raffle for 2 with this greatness. We should win the first 17. Yeah, the Jets' first 17 games are all must-wins. 17-0 or bust, which was Neil's prediction for the Jets last season. Let's see. Sean says, here we go. The narrative that Rodgers revenge games week 1. Rodgers failed us, so fail in Pittsburgh as well. I mean, it's not a narrative. It's a storyline. A narrative insinuates it's not true. It's a legitimate storyline that Aaron Rodgers is playing his old team as Justin Fields is playing his. It's not a narrative. That's the storyline of the game. All right, and I think we're done here, folks. I appreciate all of you. JakeAsman.com. Get some merch. We added pet bowls. We have a bunch of new items in the merch store. JakeAsman.com/shop. Check it out. Patreon users, 20% off every item. Take full advantage. We got a lot of new listeners. Merch store is almost a year old. We opened in July last year, so we're almost at our 1-year anniversary. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. My name is Jake Asman. Thank you to Jets Chaos for joining the show. We are back tomorrow. We will have 2 big-time shows to get you set for another weekend in Jetsland. On that note, I'm going to leave, but I'm not going to leave until I play a clip that I think is appropriate on a day like today. So stop what you're doing, get close to your screen, and enjoy what I like to call greatness personified. Go Jets. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and join the Patreon if you're coming to Tampa or want info on any of our future events.
Right now, what I need to have happen, Charles, I need you to put on the Gorman tank. It's Friday. The vibes are high. Put on the Charles Gorman-inspired Jake Asman Show tank top for the people.
I will maybe next week.
What? Put it on. Put it on. Oh, my God, he's doing it.
Football is back, bitches.
Give us one more spin around, all right?
Give us the full modeling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the ass. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Charles, would you like to respond to Gator? He says you look like you combed your hair with a pack of firecrackers. How come you didn't congratulate him?
I did on the baby. Yeah, he had a.
You didn't say this, though.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Congrats on the Oh, my God.
Yeah, how do you think babies are made?
No, it's funny. True story. When I was a kid, I actually thought I came from a stork. I shit you not, man. Like, you know, when you have all these dreams and shit, it's like, you know, here you go, here's your baby. That's what I thought happened to me when I was a kid.
So to be clear, you were not acquired via stork, right?
Yes, I was biologically made by my mother and father.
Dennis Gorman?
And my mother, Roseanne.
Shout out to them. They did a great job with you, Charles.
Was it sweet and passionate, or are you unaware of those details?
Why do I need to know those details? I
don't know. Maybe it would have. I mean, you wanted to know whether it was stork or baby making, so I don't know. Just figured you'd want intricate levels of detail.
My parents made love twice. They gave birth to my brother, and they gave birth to me.
Okay. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.